The Crypto.com arena has been buzzing with an energy that feels different this season. Something is shifting beneath the surface of our beloved Lakers, and I'm not talking about the usual ups and downs of an NBA season. I'm talking about decisions that could reshape the entire trajectory of this franchise. Welcome to Lakers News Fan Report, where you'll always get the latest updates, the deepest analysis, and every single piece of information about our team delivered straight to you. No filter, no nonsense. I'm here because I live and breathe purple and gold just like you do. And today I need to share something that's been keeping me up at night. Look, I've been covering this team for years, and I've seen plenty of trade deadline drama, but this season feels uniquely complicated. We're sitting here watching LeBron continue to defy Father Time, Anthony Davis playing at an MVP level when healthy, and a supporting cast that sometimes clicks and sometimes leaves us scratching our heads. The front office knows we're in a championship window that's closing faster than any of us want to admit, and that urgency is creating some serious conversations behind closed doors. Here's where things get interesting. The Lakers have been mentioned in practically every trade scenario imaginable over the past few weeks. Some of them are absolutely ridiculous, the kind of speculation that makes you wonder if people even watch basketball. But underneath all that noise, there's real substance. Real discussions happening, real evaluations being made about every single player on this roster. And when I say every player, I mean it. Let me set the stage for you. Right now, the Lakers are in a position where they need to make moves. Not just to improve marginally, but to genuinely compete for a championship. That means looking at every asset, every contract, every piece of the puzzle, and asking the hard questions. Who's untouchable? Who provides the most value? Who could bring back the kind of return that actually moves the needle for a team trying to maximize LeBron's final years and AD's prime? The trade deadline is approaching fast, and according to multiple sources, including ESPN's Kevin Pelton, the Lakers front office is actively exploring all options. Now, Pelton recently wrote something that caught my attention, and I think it's important we break this down together because it reveals a lot about the team's thinking right now. He pointed out that the Lakers face a significant challenge. They have a meager cache of draft picks. Currently, LA has only one first-round pick that's tradable outright, either in 2031 or 2032, and just one second-rounder in 2032. That's a problem. Draft picks are currency in the NBA, and when you're trying to make deals to improve your roster, you need assets. So what does that mean? It means the Lakers might need to get creative. It means they might need to consider moves that aren't immediately popular with the fan base but make sense from a strategic standpoint. It means looking at players who could potentially be moved to acquire additional assets or to bring back pieces that better fit what this team needs right now. And this is where the conversation gets really uncomfortable for a lot of Lakers fans. When you start talking about potential trades, you're inevitably going to mention names that people have grown attached to. Players who've become part of the Lakers family. Guys who bleed purple and gold and have given everything for this franchise. But the business side of basketball doesn't care about sentimentality. It cares about championship probability and roster optimization. There's been speculation swirling around several Lakers players in recent weeks. Some of it is completely baseless, the kind of stuff that gets clicks but has zero foundation in reality. Trade scenarios involving our core players that make absolutely no sense. But then, there are other names that keep coming up in more credible circles. Names that make you stop and think about whether the front office might actually be considering something bold. Young players on the roster are particularly interesting in trade discussions because they represent potential, flexibility, and the kind of assets that rebuilding teams covet. When a team is trying to compete now, while also maintaining some draft capital for the future, sometimes you have to make difficult decisions about which young players stay and which ones might be moved. It's not personal, it's just the reality of championship level, roster construction. Now, I want to talk about someone specific. Someone who's been with this organization, who's developed into a key rotation player, and who represents exactly the kind of asset that could be moved in the right deal. I'm talking about a player whose name has been appearing in trade discussions with increasing frequency, and according to sources, the Lakers are at least listening to offers. Before I tell you who, let me explain why this matters. The Lakers need to supplement their roster. They need either additional playmaking, more consistent shooting, better perimeter defense, or ideally some combination of all three. To get those pieces, you need to give something up. The question becomes, what are you willing to sacrifice, and what return makes that sacrifice worthwhile? The player I'm referring to is someone who came into the organization with high expectations. Someone who showed flashes of brilliance but hasn't quite put it all together consistently at the NBA level. Someone whose development curve hasn't followed the trajectory the organization hoped for when they brought him in. And unfortunately, when you're a championship contending team, you don't always have the luxury of waiting for young players to figure it out. I'm talking about scenarios. Where Austin Reaves, yes, Austin Reaves, could potentially be involved in trade discussions. Now, hold on, let me explain before you jump to conclusions. I'm not saying the Lakers are actively shopping AR-15. I'm saying that in the current landscape, where the team is exploring every possible avenue to improve, no name outside of LeBron and AD is completely off the table. Reaves has been incredibly valuable to this franchise. He's a fan favorite, an undrafted success story, and someone who's shown he can perform in big moments. His basketball IQ is exceptional, his work ethic is unquestionable, and his ability to play alongside LeBron and AD has been crucial. But here's the thing. In the NBA, value works both ways. If you're valuable to your own team, you're also valuable in trade discussions. That's just the reality. Recent reports suggest that some teams around the league are very interested in Reaves. His contract is reasonable, his skill set is versatile, and he's exactly the kind of player that multiple organizations would love to build around. For the Lakers, that creates an interesting dilemma. Do you hold on to a valuable piece who's been good but not great this season, or do you explore what kind of return he could bring back if you packaged him in the right deal? Let me be clear about something. I'm not advocating for trading Austin Reaves. I'm analyzing the situation objectively and telling you what's being discussed in NBA circles right now. The fact is, if the Lakers want to make a significant upgrade before the deadline, they're going to need to include assets that other teams actually want. Role players and second-round picks aren't going to get you an all-star caliber talent or the kind of difference maker that could push this team over the top. Reaves' numbers this season have been solid but not spectacular. He's averaging decent points and assists, providing some playmaking and shooting, but his efficiency has fluctuated, and there have been stretches where his impact hasn't matched the expectations that come with being a featured piece of a Lakers roster. That's not a criticism, it's an observation. When you're competing for championships, every player's production is under the microscope. The defensive side is another consideration. While Reaves gives maximum effort, his defensive limitations have been exposed at times, particularly against elite perimeter scorers. In playoff basketball, those weaknesses get targeted and exploited. The Lakers need to be honest about whether their current roster construction, including Reaves' role, gives them the best chance to win a championship this season or next. What would a potential trade involving Reaves look like? That depends entirely on what the Lakers are targeting. If they're after a legitimate third star, someone who can take pressure off LeBron and AD and provide consistent scoring, Reaves would likely need to be the centerpiece of any deal, along with other players and whatever draft capital the Lakers can offer. If they're looking for multiple role players who collectively provide more value than what they're giving up, the framework changes. Some teams might view Reaves as a perfect secondary ball handler who could thrive with a bigger role. A non-contending franchise looking to build around young talent might see him as someone who could develop further outside the pressure cooker of Lakers' expectations. His basketball IQ and team-first mentality make him attractive to organizations valuing culture and leadership. That's not nothing in today's NBA. The Lakers, for their part, have to weigh several factors. First, chemistry matters. Reaves has built strong relationships with LeBron and AD, and that cohesion is valuable. Disrupting it comes with risks. Second, there's no guarantee that whatever you get back performs better than what you gave up. Trade evaluations on paper don't always translate to on-court success. Third, the fan base reaction to trading a beloved player like Reaves would be intense. And that's something management has to consider, even if it shouldn't be the primary factor. But here's what makes this situation so compelling. The Lakers are running out of time. LeBron is 39, still phenomenal but obviously in the twilight of his career. AD is healthy now but has a history of injuries. This championship window isn't 5 years. It might not even be 2. That urgency changes the calculus. It makes you consider moves that you wouldn't contemplate if you had the luxury of time. Looking at the broader context, the Western Conference is absolutely stacked. Denver, Phoenix, Minnesota, Oklahoma City, the Clippers, when healthy, these are all legitimate championship contenders. The Lakers need every advantage they can get, and standing pat while other teams improve around them isn't a winning strategy. Sometimes, being aggressive in the trade market, even if it means making unpopular decisions, is what separates championship teams from pretenders. I want to emphasize again that I'm not reporting that Austin Reaves is being traded. I'm telling you that based on credible league sources and the Lakers need to explore all options before the deadline. His name is part of conversations. That's very different from saying a deal is imminent or even likely. But the fact that it's being discussed at all is significant and something Lakers fans need to understand. What makes this particularly interesting is that trading Reaves wouldn't be about him not being good enough. It would be about opportunity cost and maximizing championship probability. Could the Lakers get back something in a Reaves trade that makes them better positioned to win a title this year or next? That's the question the front office is asking themselves right now, and it's a legitimate question even if the answer isn't clear. Think about it from Rob Pelinka's perspective. You've got LeBron James, one of the greatest players in NBA history, still performing at an elite level. You've got Anthony Davis playing some of the best basketball of his career when healthy. You've assembled a supporting cast that's good but not great. The margin for error in the playoffs is razor thin. Do you make a bold move now to give your superstars the best possible supporting cast, or do you play it safe and hope the current group can figure it out? The analytics side of this discussion is fascinating too. Reaves' advanced metrics show a player who's valuable but not irreplaceable. His win shares, player efficiency rating, and defensive metrics all paint a picture of a solid NBA player who contributes positively but isn't elevating the team to championship level on his own. Compare that to what other third or fourth options on contending teams provide, and you can see why the Lakers might be exploring whether there's a better fit available. Contract considerations also play a role here. Reaves is on a team-friendly deal, which makes him more attractive in trade scenarios but also means the Lakers would be giving up cost-controlled talent. Finding value on affordable contracts is crucial in today's salary cap environment, especially for a team already paying max money to two superstars. Losing that financial flexibility could hamstring future roster moves even if the immediate trade looks good on paper. So where does this leave us? Right now, the Lakers are in evaluation mode. They're assessing every player, every possible trade scenario, every path to improvement. Austin Reaves is part of that evaluation, not because he's done anything wrong, but because championship teams constantly look for ways to get better. The deadline is coming fast, and decisions will need to be made soon. For Lakers fans, this is an uncomfortable reality. We love Austin. We've watched him grow from an undrafted rookie into a legitimate NBA player who contributes to winning basketball. The thought of him in another uniform is painful, but we also need to be honest about our ultimate goal, winning championship number 18. If trading Reaves is part of a move that significantly increases our championship odds, would you support it? That's not a rhetorical question. That's something each of us needs to think about seriously. I remain optimistic about this team's potential regardless of what happens at the deadline. Whether Reaves stays or goes, whether the Lakers make a big splash or stay mostly pat, I believe in LeBron, I believe in AD, and I believe in this organization's commitment to winning. The moves we make now will define our season, and I trust that the front office is working tirelessly to put the best possible product on the floor. But I want to hear from you. Do you think the Lakers should consider trading Austin Reaves if it brings back a significant upgrade? Are you comfortable with the risk, or do you believe in keeping the current core together and letting chemistry develop? What moves would you make if you were running the front office right now? Drop your thoughts in the comments below because I read every single one and your perspectives help shape these conversations. This is the kind of discussion we need to be having as Lakers fans. Not surface-level reactions, but deep, thoughtful analysis about what gives this team the best chance to compete for championships. That's what Lakers News Fan Report is all about. Real information, honest analysis, and a community of fans who care deeply about this franchise. If you found this breakdown valuable, make sure you're subscribed to the channel and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. The trade deadline is approaching rapidly, and there will be plenty of developments to cover in the coming weeks. I'll be here bringing you everything you need to know, breaking down every move, and providing the analysis you deserve as a Lakers fan. Let's navigate this crucial stretch together and come out the other side ready to compete for banner number 18. Until next time, stay locked in, stay informed, and always believe in the purple and gold.